So, if you enjoy the console platform, one of the best things that you can do is if you're curious about PC, ask a few questions, look around, go Google stuff, but don't be this cat. This individual here, Tripster, is usually finding themselves in a position where they're suffering from what we call foot and mouth disease. They are quick to toss their foot into their mouths when they say something. I don't know who this person is, but I want to show a little bit of, what an educational side of the conversation can look like. I have nothing against you. I don't know you, but sometimes you really set yourself up in a really strange way. So this person shows that they have this many games and DLC in their PC library, right? And PC Gamer comes out and talks about this new report about PC games outselling console games. Tripster is quick to throw in data that they get from the Steam hardware survey. And they write just to play 1080p. Remember when I told you when Zubitech had cited the Steam hardware data that this console warring with the hardware data is not going to favor them because it's not there to say anything about their stupid console war. Rather, it is hardware that is much more useful and relegated to developers being able to figure out, okay, exactly what it is that their gamers are using to play their games, how they're interacting with all their titles, and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to somewhere around 300 FPS gaming. This is something that a lot of console players are not really aware of. In fact, one way that I know is one of my audience members saw that same reference to 1080p gaming as kind of like, what? Why are many, PC gamers playing at 1080? And believe it or not, the reality is they want to leverage higher FPS in the games that they actually do play the most. Now, we've looked at the Steam, database in terms of, as a Steam database, we've looked at the Steam best of 2024, right? We've gotten to see that. Now, if you look at this gameplay footage for Counter-Strike Go, you can see that the FPS counter is at some points touching 400 FPS. This is with an RTX 3060. So if you were looking at the Steam hardware survey, you'll notice that the highest in terms of GPU usage, or the GPU that's being used the most, is the RTX 3060 and similar GPUs of that capability, with the CPUs being able to punch out as many frames with CSGO. Now, why am I using CSGO? Well, obviously, if you look at, say, the Steam best of maybe the last so many years, you're going to realize that that game is pretty much the MVP of all games. Every year it makes it into the top rank in terms of Steam's best titles. It's right about, what is this? This is the top games played on Steam Deck. I'm looking for Steam best of Steam 2024. What are y'all doing? Oh, this is crazy. I didn't ask you for the best Steam Deck game. What am I going to do with that? There we go. Best of Steam 2024. I hope it gives me the right link. All right, there we go. That was embarrassing for a minute there. CS2. CSGO Counter-Strike 2 is one game that's played the most. If you go and look at, say, games like PUBG, you'll see those games, high refresh rate gaming. And again, if you look on, the games that are grossing the most here, which will probably lean towards the games that are probably played the most, you see that these games here can use high frame rates because a lot of players play it for a competitive aspect, for fun, and so on and so forth. So don't be this kid that constantly does this stuff, because in their minds, they can't see anything other than, just trolling. To me, it's a very weird perspective to be in. And at the end of the day, when anybody goes ahead and cites this data, and this is the thing, the data is like a flaming sword. It's like giving a child a candle, because when you say something like that, like, oh, 1080, they're like, oh, why are they playing on 1080 monitors? Don't they, can they get, 1440 monitors and 4K monitors? I'm sure they can. Many of the people are running, really, really heavy setups with their CPUs and their GPUs, but they want to be able to leverage high frame rates. And that there are 1080 monitors at different resolutions, right, with high refresh rates. So again, it's in many of their minds, especially the folk that are on console, they're thinking about the living room setup with the 70-inch TVs and all of the above. But many of them are not thinking about how a lot of users would engage in this stuff when they set their PCs, up. Now, am I a high refresh rate gamer? To an extent. I think about 120 FPS is And I don't want to sound crazy. I think 120 FPS is satisfactory to me. But it's just a number at the end of the day. Once I hit 60, I'm happy. I really am very happy with 60 FPS. But many times when I game, I'll probably game with, hardware that I've put together. And so I'm usually pushing the hardware to its limit. So usually if I'm not playing 4K 60, then I want to play, at 120 FPS or more, even in some cases. I think, man, the other day, that build I put together, y'all remember that build I put together for, just as a living room build? I finally have it in my living room, and I was playing Gotham Knights on this TV of mine, but my AMD monitor, even though it's a 60 hertz TV, but my AMD monitor can actually, like, in a sense, still read the FPS, and it was giving me something close to 200 FPS when I was at 1080. I was like, oh, I like 200 FPS. I like you telling me that I'm running 200 FPS, even though my monitor is locked at 60 hertz. But again, it was just one of those things where it's like, yeah, 1440, I'll be happy to do 120 FPS. 4K, I'm pleased with 60. If I'm actually chasing 4K, of which, again, my whole 4090 setup, I think I've uninstalled all the games on there. I just basically make videos, compile, little video game projects on there, because that's what I got that build for. And maybe if I wanted to test out something, I would probably do so on that particular build at the end of the day. All right. Just wanted to put some light on this particular, scenario here. And I thought it was very interesting from an educational piece that somebody does not necessarily go out there and make it sound like, oh, they're conveying something they think they're conveying, but they're misconstruing what the reality is. Oh, yeah, I was going to show you guys 1000 FPS. So apparently some gamers have been able to optimize their builds and their settings so well that they can actually reach 1000 FPS on CSGO. I've also seen other simulations and the user benchmark of the game, and they've been able to basically get the game to run at over 1000 FPS in some instances. Now, I'm sure when they get into servers and all of the above, yes, for sure, they're going to be going back to 300-400 FPS, but my goodness, 300 FPS? Yeah, you want to basically peg a fly from across the map. Is that what you're trying to achieve? And, if that's what they're trying to achieve, I think they probably are close to their marks in achieving that. So at the end of the day, again, would a kid like this or person, I don't know if they're a kid, but, they seem like they're just being playful and, just wanting to, kind of cause a ruckus. But are they aware of stuff like this? Maybe not. And I just thought it was very interesting to share with you guys. So when you see something like that, you don't take it as, oh, 1080. Oh, my gosh, it's just brokies. No. It's 1080 with a purpose. Welcome to PC Gaming, guys. It's going to be fun. Like, you guys are going to learn so much. I'm so excited, to just talk about this stuff. Now, I'm not saying come to PC. I'm going to see the one comment that's like, oh, yeah, you can keep your PC. Like, no. Get the heck out of here. Play where you want. I'm just telling you that this is what we do over here. Just, it's a cool thing. Talk to me in the comment section if you want to. If you have anything that you wish to add to it, I'll be very happy for us to have these conversations. Thanks again. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.